Hello, third grade. I wanted to go over a few of these sections in code.org just in case some of these problems were getting a little tricky. That way you get a general sense of how to do it. So this is from lesson 9. This is nested loops. So a nested loop is a loop inside the loop. So we have to get a little zombie here to the flower. Okay, so we're going to do a loop first. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 times forward. Okay, so we have our forward and 3 times. Okay, so we have forward 3 times. And that gets us part of the way. Okay, now when we get here, we're going to have to make a left. So then we make a left. Okay, and let's see how that looks. We go forward 3 times. And then we're going to turn left. Now what do we need to do next? We need to do forward 3 times. Okay, so again, forward 3 times. Okay, let's look at this. Forward 3 times. Okay, left and then forward 3 times. So now what we're going to do, now we're going to turn right. So now we're going to turn right. Okay, so we'll have forward 3 times, and then we're going to make a left, forward 3 times, and then we'll make a right. Okay. Now here's the part where it's going to get tricky. You only have one more repeat loop left. They only let you have one more left. So here's the tricky part. Okay, so we're going to go forward 3 times left, forward 3 times right. Now what's the next thing we need to do? We need to do forward 3 times, forward 3 times, forward 3 times, and then we need to do a left. So we need forward 3 times, and then we need to do a left. Okay. Now notice this is the same exact thing. Forward 3 times and left. Forward 3 times and left. So we'll put it down here, but we're going to remember this is the same thing. Now here's where we get stuck. We cannot, they're not going to give us any more loop blocks. We don't have any more repeats. But we're remembering that this is the same thing. This is the same thing. Forward 3 times and then left. So what we could do is take this and we could say, well, let's repeat the entire thing. Let's do a nested loop. That's a loop inside the loop. So what this means here is go forward 3 times, turn left, forward 3 times, turn right, and then we're going to do it again. Then we're going to do forward 3 times and turn left. So it's a loop inside the loop. In other words, repeat all of this. Let's look at it now. Okay? So forward, left, forward, right. Okay, then we get the little, okay, good. So now we're going to go to the next one. And the next one I want to work on is from a different section. I want to work on lesson 11. And this is a conditional with B. So here's a tricky one. They give you a question mark here. So you don't know what's going to be here. So let's start with the basics. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go forward. Forward 2 times. Okay, so first you get forward, forward. Now what are you going to do at the question mark? That's where it gets tricky. So what does the instructions tell us? It tells us sometimes the cloud covers a flower, sometimes it covers a honeycomb. Use the if-else block to collect nectar at the flower and make honey at the honeycomb. Remember, if there is a flower, the bee only needs to get nectar once. If there's a honeycomb, the bee only needs to make honey once. So let's look at this. We're going to go forward, forward, and then what are we going to get here? We're going to say, if you're at a flower, what are you going to do if you're at a flower? If you're at a flower, you're going to get nectar. And if it's not a flower, you're going to make honey. Okay? So this is a conditional with if, do, else. If I was going to say to you, if the phone rings, I want you to pick it up, else do your homework. So that means if the phone rings, you're going to pick up the phone or you're going to be doing your homework. So if the phone's not ringing, you're going to be doing your homework. What this is saying is if you're at the flower, you're going to get nectar. If you're not at the flower, you're going to make honey. So let's see how it runs. Okay? Now let's replay it just to see how it looks again. I want to show that one again. So we use the same thing, and let's say we get a different scenario this time. We move forward, forward, and we don't know what's going to pop up here. But if it's at a flower, we'll get nectar, else we'll make honey. Okay, so that was if, do, else. Okay, now we're on to lesson 12, while loops and farmer, and this is the 9th problem here. So let's take a look. It says, fill in the holes at the end of each path. So we have a lot of different blocks here. Okay, while path ahead, repeat blocks, fill, remove, turn left, turn right, move forward. And here's what they're doing that's tricky. They only want us to give one move forward. So in the past, what we would do is we would say use a repeat loop and say put the forward inside. But now we're going to use while the path is ahead. So what are you going to do while the path is ahead? You're going to move forward, right? So while the path is ahead, you're going to move forward. Okay, so here we got him moving forward here. Okay, he goes a little slowly, but he's moving forward. And then you have to say, what do you want to do? What do you want to do when you see that little hole there? You're going to have to fill it in. Okay, so let's take a look again. Okay, it goes a little slowly, but he's going to get there. Okay, now what do we do next? We're going to turn left. Okay, so now what we're going to do is while the path is ahead, we're going to move forward, and then we're going to fill in one, and then we're going to turn left. Now here's what we got to think about. How many times do we want to do it? We did it one time, and then we turn left. Here will be our second time. We turn left. Our third time, and then we turn left, and 4 times. So we're going to repeat the entire thing 4 times. Okay, so while the path's ahead, move forward, and then we're going to fill in the hole, and then we turn left, and now we're going to repeat it. While the path's ahead, move forward, we're going to fill in our hole, we're going to turn left. While the path's ahead, we move forward, then we're going to fill in the hole, and then we're going to turn left, and then our final repeat. Move forward while the path's ahead, and fill it in and turn left. Okay, very good. Okay, now we're going to work on the next one. Now this one is number 10, lesson 12, number 10. And this is a challenge puzzle, but the children will be able to do this one, and you just need to take a little extra time and work it through. So let's take a look. Fill in all these holes using as few blocks as possible. Now here's the tricky part. They're really not telling you how many are in there. Okay, you don't know what number is going to be in there, but the kids will be able to solve this one. So while the path is ahead, what are you going to do while the path is ahead? You're going to move forward. Okay, now this block here is going to be very helpful. While there is a hole, what are you going to do while there is a hole? You're going to fill it. Okay, so let's take a look what happens when we do this. Just this won't be the solution, but we'll give it a little try to see how far it goes. While the path's ahead, move forward. And while there's a hole, fill the hole. So we got the general sense. Now what would we do next? We would turn right. Okay, so let's take a look how this goes. While the path is ahead, move forward. While there is a hole, fill the hole. Then you turn right. So we did that one time. We could do this 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and a final time 6 times. So let's do this. Let's repeat the whole thing. Let's repeat the whole thing 6 times. And it takes some time to go through the whole thing. Okay, we're filling in those holes. Take some time. And now we turn right. While the path is ahead, move forward. While there's a hole, we're going to fill it. And we're going to do it right now. And then we turn right. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to go to our final one. Now this is from lesson 13. You don't have to do lesson 13 this week, but I wanted to show it just in case there are children who wanted to go to the next level. Let's take a look. We now have repeat until. Okay, we had the path, while path ahead, we had that, and we had something similar to this if the path is to the left, but now we've added repeat until. So that's something to think about. So we're starting over here. Okay, we're starting in this section. So we want him to go forward. In the past, we would say let's use a repeat loop, but we only have one forward now. So we can say, well, the path is ahead, he's going to move forward. So while the path is ahead, he's going to move forward. And then what's he going to do when he can't go forward anymore? What's he going to do? Well, what we could do is we could say he can turn left. Okay? Or what you could do is you could say if the path is to the left, turn left. Either one you could use. Okay? But we'll just use turn left to keep it simple. So, path ahead, move forward. Okay, then he's going to turn left. Now what's he going to do next? We could repeat this again. So we did one time. We'll do it a second time while the path ahead, move forward, turn left. And then we could do it again a third time. But we don't have a regular repeat loop. We have repeat until. Okay? So rather than saying repeat 5 times, repeat 6 times, we're just going to say keep doing this until you get the sunflower plant, I should say. So repeat until you get the sunflower plant while the paths ahead move forward and turn left. And there we go. Okay, so that was until loops and maze. You do not have to do lesson 13 this week. Okay, I just included this just in case there are children who wanted to go farther with code.org. So our main focus this week is going to be the other 2 lessons, 11 and 12. But if you want to go into 13, you can do it. Okay, everybody, I hope you're doing well. I'll talk to you next time.